go, and the weather is set fair for a launch that could herald a new era of interplanetary discovery. Palad Ghosh, BBC News, French Guiana.
And you can see live coverage of the launch of Smart 1 on BBC News 24 at midnight. Now, with news from the Premiership and the rest of today's sport, here's Hazel.
Thanks, John. Good evening to you. Ruud van Nistelrooy made the Premiership headlines again today, but this time for all the right reasons. The Dutchman scored a hat-trick in Manchester United's 4-1 success at Leicester City. Fellow Dutchman Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank hit Chelsea's winner as they struggled to overcome Aston Villa 1-0. And Kevin Phillips was sent off for violent conduct as Southampton surrendered their unbeaten record, losing by a 0-0 at home to Middlesbrough. In the other matches, Birmingham City's best ever start in the top division continues after a 2-0 defeat at Portsmouth, and bottom of the table Wolves were denied their first Premiership win after a late equaliser from Bolton's Kevin Davis. So Chelsea and Manchester United move back to within a point of leaders Arsenal, and Birmingham are on the up into fourth place. Meanwhile, Wimbledon celebrated their controversial move to a new home in Milton Keynes by claiming their first point for 8 games. The club drew with Burnley at the National Hockey Stadium.
Wimbledon's players arrived at their new home into a new crowd. The Milton Keynes residents seemed a little curious of their adopted side, and though they didn't fill the National Hockey Stadium, an attendance of almost 6,000 is 3 times more than they're used to. A few diehards did make the 70-mile trip to give the side a housewarming present. It still angers those who feel that the club has sold its soul and is now not much more than a franchise. Try telling that to the man who made the move happen.
It definitely wouldn't exist as a football club if it wasn't coming to Milton Keynes. Maybe it was the right or wrong way for Milton Keynes to find its football, but find its football it has, and we kicked the ball today.
Not everyone paid for a ticket, and trailing Burnley 2-0 and heading for their 9th defeat in a row, it seemed a wise choice. But they fought back to earn a draw, a positive start to life outside London.
So the new era is underway with an immediate change of fortune, but there wasn't a capacity crowd here to see it, and they are still bottom of the league. The novelty of Wimbledon's arrival here could wear off very quickly. Ollie Foster, BBC News, Milton Keynes.
Champions Rangers have maintained their grip on Scotland's Seesaw Championship. A win over Dundee looked unlikely until substitute Paolo Vanoli smashed in his first goal for the club late in the game. Rangers went on to win 3-1. Earlier in the day, title rivals Celtic fought back from a goal down to beat Hibs 2-1. Almost inevitably, it was Henrik Larsson to their rescue with his 150th Scottish League goal. So Rangers hold that 2-point advantage over Celtic ahead of next week's Old Firm derby. In Rugby League, Wigan staged a fight back to beat Warrington 25-12 and claim a place in the Super League semi-finals. Wigan were trailing at half-time but turned on the power after the interval. This try from winger Brett Dallas sealed their victory, and they'll play St Helens next. Falbrav has won the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes at Ascot. With Darrell Holland on board, the Luca Kamani trained favourite storm clear with a furlong to go to beat Russian Rhythm and Pillerman. Now, after 10 months and 35,000 miles at sea, the competitors in the Clipper Round the World yacht race finally crossed the finish line this morning. Thousands lined the Albert Dock in Liverpool to watch as Team Jersey took the honours. Sally Nugent joined them.
Home in triumph. The gruelling Round the World Clipper race comes to an end. Some people on board had never even sailed before this race. Tens of thousands of people welcomed them home along the banks of the River Mersey.
So here they are, the winning boat finally arrived in Liverpool, the Jersey Clipper. After 35,000 miles and 11 months at sea, this is officially the longest sporting event in the world.
After all that distance, the race winner wasn't decided until the very last leg. Jersey came in ahead of Bristol. Liverpool's yacht was third.
Oh, another one!
But this is what it's really all about. On board Liverpool's yacht, 66-year-old John Southern reunited with his 7-year-old grandson after nearly a year away at sea. Celebrations and reunions will continue here into the night. Sally Nugent, BBC News, Liverpool.
And that's the sports news for tonight, John.
Thanks, Hazel, and that's the latest from the newsroom. Good night. Good
Good evening to you. The weather's a little bit like me on occasions, having a confused senior moment. And it's hardly surprising because we have a cold nearby, and with a cold, that's between two areas of low pressure and two areas of high pressure. Almost anything can happen, and indeed almost anything does. But we've got a little area of low pressure developing down there on the continent. We've got to keep an eye on that because that could well produce some longer outbreaks of rain in the extreme southeast. Now, we've got a fair number of showers dotted right across the country at the moment. Many of them will fade away, I think, but in the more coastal areas, and again in the southeastern corner, and more particularly too in the northwest of Scotland, there will be some longer outbreaks of rain. But inland, with skies clearing, one or two mist and fog patches, and temperatures dipping down to a chilly 3 to 6 degrees or so. Now, tomorrow it looks as if southeastern parts may well have a fair amount of cloud with some of these outbreaks of rain, maybe some pretty heavy ones come the afternoon, and some longer spells of rain too in the north and west of Scotland. In between, we start off with the coastal showers, and we find showers developing inland during the day. But having said that, I think there'll be a good number of places that could well get away with it and stay dry and reasonably bright with some sunny spells. Temperatures eventually ending up around about average for the time of year, 15 or 16 degrees or so. But in this southeastern corner, especially right near the coast, that wind will be picking up, and I think that's going to make it feel quite cool come the afternoon. As for Monday, a band of rain working its way down across the country, not getting to southeastern parts where it should stay dry and bright. Showers following along behind, and again on Tuesday it's the southeastern corner that should stay dry and reasonably sunny.
A murderer always leaves a mark.
The body of one of these twins has been discovered.
Could have asked for help though, couldn't you, for Kevin Pearce's sake?
Well, I thought it might look good in my defence. Thanks. When we find it.
Waking the Dead concludes tomorrow on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, tonight's lottery news. In the main lotto draw, the winning numbers are 7, 24, 30, 44, 46 and 47. The bonus is 38. No winning tickets tonight, so the jackpot for the next draw is an estimated £9 million. The lotto extra numbers are 4, 7, 12, 16, 19 and 37. And no winning tickets here either, so the jackpot for the next draw is an estimated £3 million. In today's daily play draw, witnessed by an independent auditor, the 7 winning numbers are 3, 8, 11, 14, 16, 17 and 24. Early indications reveal no lucky jackpot winners. And finally, the Thunderball numbers, confirmed tonight as 3, 7, 15, 24 and 29. The Thunderball itself is 5, and there's 1 jackpot winner.
Because I've never met anyone with the switchgrave, I've never, come in contact. So whenever I switch on the TV, it's quite... I'm going on a blind date. My first blind date ever. There's some drop-dead gorgeous dwarves out there, aren't there?
Size doesn't matter. The story of Caroline's search for true love. From everyday life comes one life. This Wednesday at 10:35 on BBC One.
Conspiracy theories for John Travolta blow out in an hour on BBC One after Parkinson.